I am the resurrection of America now. And in the eternal light of God freedom I come to intensify the action of the seventh ray, the violet light within you, O souls of God, and simultaneously within the throat chakra of America in Washington, D.C. Through your presence near this center of light, I charge forth the light of the resurrection into every aspect of the government of this nation and the governing forces within the sons and daughters of God. And the souls of mankind are quickened, and the lives of the righteous are enlivened. And I, Saint Germain, personally call to a certain 1,000 souls whom I am desiring to accelerate in awareness of higher truth, for them to find the teachings of the Ascended Masters through this and other dispensations, so that they may be readied to take their place and part in the greater mission of the Great White Brotherhood upon earth. Dearest ones, living so near to the Alabaster City, you are energetically involved at your soul level in much of what transpires in this sister city to Baltimore. And therefore it is incumbent upon you to understand the deeper energetics and dynamics of what it means to anchor light through your heart chakra and your entire being on behalf of a nation and her people. Many of you have studied both the sciences of light and of higher consciousness and of the history of this nation, and you have pledged and vowed before incarnating within this lifetime to live in this area so that you, as a crystal being, may be utilized for the holy work of the founding fathers and those who have moved on in their evolutionary journey as ascended beings to continue to sponsor this nation and her people in the light. Yes, America has made numerous mistakes over the nearly 250 years of its existence as a sovereign people and nation. And yet, dearest ones, there is still at the foundation and energetically within the soul of this nation the hallowed principles that you value of freedom, liberty, and divine justice. And therefore it is incumbent upon all to hold up America in the light, to resurrect America in the light through a consciousness wed to God, through a spirit one with the divine. Therefore, when you are true and firm in your resolve to be that light and that beacon of hope and of divine principles and values for this nation, it is so, blessed ones, by the power of your will, wisdom, and love in balance. And I am there with Portia, energetically supporting and upholding you as a light bearer, to affirm and reaffirm daily your stance for the truth and for divine justice, opportunity, and freedom. Now, what is our plan, you ask me? And how may we, as light bearers, fulfill our greater purpose in this hour of the travail that America is going through? Well, dearest ones, as the messenger has recently shared, you are in the third cycle of that vision of beloved Godfrey as George Washington, in which the Battle of Armageddon is actually taking place in this very hour through what is transpiring across this nation as the erosion of the sacred freedoms that we have invested within the founding documents, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. And you have known it, you have seen what is transpiring, and this has left deep impressions of a sense of injustice and travail within your own psyche. The answer to all of this is greater God consciousness, is greater light of freedom within your soul, blessed one, to be the counterweight for this darkness in the earth. Yes, we require more of you to emanate light and the frequencies of God beingness consciously day after day within your spiritual work, whatever that may be, even within your yoga sessions, your deep breathing, your vision upon the sun early in the morning, your walks in nature, your educational work, your reading, your studying, and your contemplation upon divine truth. Be that beacon of freedom and the eternal fires and the God essences of divine justice where you are. Feel the impulses of archangelic intercession finding their way through your soul and being deposited within that which you envision as what America truly is and represents to the world in her perfected matrix, the God ideal of the I Am race, embodied both here and throughout the nations. Dearest ones, I invested much within the I Am movement early in the last century, and I am investing even more now through many who are called to be there for America in this time of her seeming decline. Well, if you choose, it may no longer be a time of the decimation of many of the values and higher principles that we have held firm to for centuries, dearest ones. For you may reinvigorate within America through your own spirit the light of eternal freedom. You may project through your vision center, through your will, and especially through your heart, the divine currents and fires from the altars of the Almighty, in order that the safeguarding of this nation may ensue. You can do it, blessed ones, and with beloved mighty victory, and the great hosts of ascended masters and cosmic beings, America may yet fulfill her divine destiny, and you may choose to be a part of it. You may choose to be with us, an ensign for the people, a representative of the Most High God in the sacred work of the ages. If you truly understand who I am as the God of freedom and the God of love to the earth, you will pray to me with all of your heart and spirit, your soul and your fire, just as you pray to the Almighty and love God with your entire being. And in that love that you approach the Almighty with, there may be a new investment of who you are as a God-realized one. And even your Buddhic essence in all of its cosmic manifestation may flow through your chakras in the dynamism and the fireworks such as that which appears on the 4th of July. Dearest ones, it is time to be and not to be, you see. For As you know, I was the writer of the Shakespearean plays, and within that statement was the final word on beingness that I was determined to lay forth, so that those who may be tempted in any way to enter in to the demise of their soul would take heed and realize that beingness in God is the way, the truth, and the life of the initiates and the adepts of the ages. Therefore, accept beingness in God. Know your source. Realize your full potential. And flower in the divinity that God has always seen and shown forth as who you are, the spirit spark of the divine within this world. Yes, I have raised my voice in this hour, not to create fear in any way, to energize you with who I am as an eternal one who is invested in the eternal love fires of freedom that are still born on the altars of the ascended hosts and in the retreats of the Great White Brotherhood. I, Saint Germain, invite you to attend our sessions at the Grand Teton Retreat over Wyoming in coming days, for we will lay out our plans, dearest ones, for the salvation of this nation and her people, and the light of truth exhibited and shown forth by beloved Pallas Athena as a member of the Karmic Board will be there, and the power of the great divine director, my own guru, will manifest through this almighty plan that we are even now co-creating in higher octaves of light. And if you would desire to be a part of it and to invest the energies of your own spirit within it, then join us in this sacred work. Learn of the work of Moria El, the master of the first ray, and of Llanello within this movement, with the Blessed Mary, Jesus the Christ, and now Paul the Venetian, along with the lovely Claire de Lys, our own previous messenger of light, with Llanello within the summit activity. Yes, blessed ones, I wrap you now in my arms of eternal fire. I goad you unto higher consciousness by accepting your divinity and living fully within it day and night, night and day. And when you require my assistance, my energy field, my love, vibrating within your own auric field, simply accept me right where you are. Claim my flame in your household, where you walk, at work and at play, in church and in nature. And know that I am there, loving you, loving you, loving you, in every moment of time and space, and timelessness and spacelessness, so that you may merge with the true reality who you are, and accept fully your God presence, and the sun shining within you, always. Dearest ones, I leave within this household a talisman of sacred fire, light, that I will continue to nurture as conscious individuals come here and participate whenever you desire in sessions such as these, praying, meditating, discussing, dining, and collaborating, and how you may move forward our plan and vision for America and her resurrection. And simultaneously, in other areas where you meet, I am leaving a similar talisman of sacred fire, including at the Breathe Bookstore and Cafe, where many of you have met now for a number of months in study of Master Moria's masterful work on the aura. For you see, I am yet invested in your works, your deliberations, your sharings. And my love may always be tangible for you who understand who I am and who love God as I love God. Now, blessed ones, I am resolved to alchemically and by God's grace be within the capital for a number of days during this current time of troubles, to safeguard the light of freedom as best as I am able. And when you call to me, Saint Germain, to walk through the Congress, the White House, and the Supreme Court, I will, and by divine volition and holy purpose, fulfill the mandates of heaven as the lords of karma and the solar lords see fit to intercede at your call. You see, there is still room for divine intercession at any hour that a conscious one upon earth prays and calls it forth. Therefore, pray unceasingly, and know that your prayers uttered in true humility and with full faith are answered instantaneously by cosmic law. Now, dearest ones, shining the light of freedom here, I seal you in the love fires of the Almighty for the fulfillment of your reason for being upon earth, for the ennoblement of your soul, and for your victory in the light of eternal freedom. I thank you.